Mila, when you look at this game offensively, just kind of where do you break down the low production tonight, especially in that last quarter?
Honestly, I just think we wasn't here today. Like, this is not how we played. This is not how we have played the entire season. I honestly just think everything was off. Offense, defense, we wasn't sharing the ball. We wasn't really guarding. So yeah, that's what I think.
And then you've talked a lot this season about wanting to kind of dominate the paint. Obviously, having both Edwards and Dolson in there is a tough matchup. But what do you think was kind of the challenge today in terms of you getting those shot attempts up?
They are great players, but I think for me, I had like what 8 open looks. I just missed all them. So all I gotta do is go back to the court, work, and try to make them next game.
Kamilla, there's 16 turnovers, 19 points off those turnovers, and this has just kind of been something that we've seen a lot more here in the second half than we've seen in the first half. Is there anything that you can pinpoint as to why the turnover rate has gotten so high here in August and September compared to the start of the season?
Honestly, I think we're trying to share the ball, but they getting turnovers. I just think we got to do a better job taking care of the ball because every time they get a steal, they're gonna go in transition, they're gonna score, and that's not good for us.
And then, we've seen kind of you gain some like extra fouls here late where you had 3 fouls in just the first half. And this is something we've just kind of seen these last few games. Do you just attribute that as to trying to understand and grow within the game, or is it something completely different?
I think I'm just trying to be aggressive out there. There's some great post players, and I've talked to the refs, and they basically told me I have to keep my hands up. So that's something I'm making an adjustment for sure.
Hi, Kamilla. Why was the energy, why did it seem so low, especially in the first half?
I mean, I don't know. You don't ever come to a basketball game thinking, oh, my energy is not going to be there. We are competitors. We come here every day. We want to compete and we want to win. So I honestly don't have an answer for you, but this was embarrassing. So I really hope we figure out what was wrong and go back to the court tomorrow, practice, or do whatever we got to do and fix it for our next road game. I did a great job today, didn't I?
Hey, Spoon. Kamilla just mentioned that the energy was off and called this an embarrassing loss. And I'm curious what you thought about the team's energy and how in such a significant game with serious playoff implications, they could come out like that.
That's a great question. I'm asking the same damn thing. There's ways that you can lose, but not like this. That's not who we are. It's not who we are. We didn't come out with the energy necessary to win a game. Didn't have the desire to go win a game, to make adjustments, to be better. And we have to be. We have to be. And we have to do things together. We have to do it as a unit. We can't do things individually. We are a team who has to play together, move the ball, work together, and be better defensively. Much better defensively.
Spoon, kind of building off of that, it seemed like defensive rotations were just kind of off a step tonight. I know part of that is the energy, but what do you think just wasn't clicking there?
That's another great question. We went over every single play that they ran, on every bit of what our defensive schemes are and should be, and how we must be better on that side of the ball, and what it should look like. We didn't do that. We didn't do it. We tried to find energy. We're trying to find energy from someone, just energy, a little bit of something that might be contagious to get us going.
Spoon, also 19 points off 16 turnovers that you guys allowed and only 17 assists. Just a stat for you guys. You guys have only, you guys are 1 in 14 when you guys put up under 19 assists. What can you do to help get the ball moving, especially when you're trying to make this?
There you go. Push? There's a game right there, what you just said. There's the game. There's a game. The one thing about this team, Washington's a very good basketball team. And the moment they get a steal and run, they're very good. And their energy goes to another level. How many times we turn it over? They run in. They're getting buckets, knocking down threes that we were supposed to be having heels to three to make sure we contesting all 3-point shots. 0 rotation. No low man. No nail man. No communication. How you going to win?
What's the messaging that you have to your team after this, especially with just how impactful these next 4 games are?
Well, we have to go back and watch the film, and we watch every single play. We have to be better. We have to be better every single day, and we have to go in and watch the film, pay attention to what we didn't do. Sometimes you like to squash it and move on, but you can't squash these things. You got to make sure we pay close attention to it because we are in a race. We're in a huge race, and there's things that we have to do, and we have to be about details for 40 minutes of freaking basketball.
How do you prevent this one from leading to a spiral with only 4 games left? Like what's got to be the message, or how do you make sure they hear that message?
Yeah, we don't have those kind of kids on this team. They don't die. They don't. You know, we learn and we move in a better way. We've been in some tough areas this entire season, and we moved in a very positive way, and that's what we're going to do going into this game. I mean, we're all frustrated with this performance, every one of us. You know, but you be real about the performance. That's the only way you can go make a change.
Hi, Coach. You mentioned looking for someone to sort of generate energy tonight, and I don't want to make this about one player, but this is precisely the kind of spot Angel has in her career thrived in under pressure, games that demand second and third efforts. Were you really missing her tonight?
Oh, miss her no matter what. Oh, even in your wins, you miss. I mean, she's been with us the entire time. She brings a lot to this team. And it's a lot that she does that, you know, it takes a team to bring. So, of course, she's missed, but it's next man mentality, next man up. You got to bring what you bring. You know, I'm not asking you to be anyone else. I'm asking you to be yourself and be who you are in the system and master your role. That's all we ask is to master the role.
Alyssa and Julia.
Coach, I know you guys have a number of veteran leaders. I mean, some of them weren't able to play tonight, but I'm just curious if there was anything that anyone said in the locker room post game or during huddles that you felt like you wanted the team to really hang on to.
Well, I don't stay in their locker room long. That's their safe haven. So I let them do their own speaking. There's times when they're talking in a huddle and it's a long time out. I allow them to speak to kind of get their communication better. I allow that. And then I go in and I talk. I really don't get involved with what they say. I bring what I need to bring.
Spoon, when you look at a low scoring game like tonight, how do you kind of look to kickstart this offense? Just like where do you feel like the comfort zones are for this offense where you can maybe start generating a little bit more production?
Well, you got to make sure you don't turn it over. You know, you got to be in the right spots. Our spacing has to be much better. Spacing, ball movement, and it has to move. It has to move. It was stuck tonight a lot, so that's not very good for us. But when the ball moves, it's great for us. When we are dominating the post area, it's great for us. We can work off of that. And then everything that we run offensively really opens up because the floor is now dominating the paint, now perimeter. It's open for us to do what we do best on the perimeter.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Have a great night.
Coaches for Izzy, we'll start with Andy and Julia.
Yeah, Izzy, we just talked to Spoon about how you guys prevent this from leading to any type of spiral with just 4 games left. She said that's not the kind of players you guys are. So I'm just curious from a player perspective, how you have to prevent, you know, this leading to, again, any type of spiral late in the season like this.
Well, you see what happened to us with those 7 games that we just dropped like that. And we can't afford that. We can't afford to take any plays off because we're still in a playoff push. So to spiral and let games go right now would be careless. And that's not the type of players that we are. So I hate saying short-term memory because you want to fix what's going on now, but we do. We have to go into the next game and just come out from the start ready to play.
Both Spoon and Kamilla talked about energy just being low tonight as one of the vets on this team. Just where do you think that was coming from, and how do you think that in the future this team can course correct that, not allow it to kind of drag into the second half?
Yeah, our energy was low, and I don't know if it had anything to do with our focus during warm-up or what the case was, but it's just not an excuse. And DC came out like they were ready to play anybody, the top team in the league, or it didn't matter who it was. So, I mean, you also got to give credit to them. They were everywhere tonight. So, yeah, I think we could have matched our energy way more, and we just didn't. And we got outscored in every quarter but the second. And yeah, that comes to defense, rebounding, and knowing personnel.
Izzy, you guys only had 17 assists today, and you guys are now 1-14 when you guys put up under 19 assists in a game. What can you guys do to help get the ball moving more to have your offense not be so stagnant?
We talk about sharing the ball a lot offensively, and we see other teams do it as well. So we know that, and we've had a couple of games that we did that, and like you said, we were successful. I just think when we get in those lulls and we feel like we need to make like a hero play, we just need to stick to offensively what we practice, what we talk about, and what we train to do. So just kind of being mindful on those plays so they don't, of course, we miss shots and they're going out in transition again. It doesn't help when we play hero ball, excuse me. So yeah, just being more mindful of sharing the ball.
Would you also kind of attribute that to the 16 turnovers, 19 points off 16 turnovers? And the high turnover rate is just something we've seen a lot more here in the second half. Is there anything that you can kind of pinpoint as to why the turnover ratio has gotten so high here in August and September?
I can't put my finger on it right now, but I would love to watch some film to see it.
Izzy, when you talk about playing hero ball, where do you feel like that's coming from in terms of just position group? Where do you feel like that is kind of going?
No, it's just things basketball players do when you feel like you need to score or you need to save. You just want to go and score to get that momentum going. But like she was saying, it hasn't helped us. So we just need to continue to be reliant on one another and play 0.5 basketball, move that ball around.
Go to Mike.
Izzy, obviously Spoon has talked about an offensive identity for the majority of this season, but losing Marina around the trade deadline and then obviously Angel going down, has it been hard for you guys, especially down this stretch, to find an identity with such a new team that's lost pieces?
I mean, their scoring is definitely missed, and I think Ken has stepped up tremendously. Not only Ken, but LA. I think she's did a great job of just staying aggressive and stepping up in those moments that we need her. Yeah, we just have to find ways to replace that, and we're still figuring it out.
Crazy. Thank you.
Thanks.